I thought this journey would be mine alone, but someone else saw what I saw and chose to walk with me. My best friend didn't just believe in me, he believed it was still possible to live a different way. This world makes you think you're crazy for wanting more than survival, for wanting decency, simplicity, freedom. But when someone joins you, not to escape, but to build, that's when the real work begins. This journey started as a reckoning. It's become something else. We carry our lives on our backs, cook what we can find, sleep where we land. We're still here, still choosing this together. Let's begin.
Good morning, guys. I just woke up in our friend's apartment. Me and Mike, we crashed out on the couch. It got pretty late. It was nice. I know we didn't really do much yesterday. But that's just how it is some days. I'm not really gonna show much from in here. They're still privately minded, so I don't wanna show their whole place, but I think this is fine, right? Okay, they got white walls, so what? But yeah, I guess first time sleeping indoors so far. Well, that's not exactly true. I slept indoors at Mike's place. Good morning. We're gonna see some stuff today.
I'm still hanging out at our friends. We ate amazing breakfast together and just hung out all day. Some more friends came by. We've just been chilling. I just keep respecting their rules to not record in here. They don't want their house to be some stage for the internet, and so I'm just keeping this white anonymous background. But yeah, I don't really know what the plans are today. We're just relaxing. I guess if some of these days get pretty short, I might just add them together into a combined video. No use in posting 5-minute videos every day, I don't think. Um, I mean, of course, the point is to go do a lot more, and that is definitely coming. Like, I'm not gonna start couch surfing all of a sudden, sleeping in people's homes. I'm not really interested. It just happened to be great. We were all tired yesterday from hanging out all day, and so we just kind of dozed off in their couch, and yeah, just been taking a slow day hanging out.
Eating some breakfast.
Yeah, we had great breakfast. Sausages, bacon, scrambled eggs, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. Yeah, well, we're just gonna keep chilling here for now. Oh yeah, by the way, of course, I cleaned up some more. Every time I'm over here, I do all the dishes before and after we eat. So we leave the place in a nice condition as well. And today I cleaned the toilet and the sink in the bathroom. Just do a little bit every day if you stay around for a while. Don't just do the dishes once or twice and call it a day. If you keep being there, if you keep even if you just go somewhere to fetch water, keep doing something or at least offer, right? At the very least, you gotta offer to help out. Sure, a lot of people won't actually accept the help, but that doesn't mean you should just be like, yeah, okay, insist a little bit. Because people, they're too good for their own good these days, or at least a lot of people are. They're not very good at conflict and saying no and all that. So sometimes the best thing you can do is just insist on helping out. Of course, don't break any boundaries, don't cross any lines. Just try and respectfully help out to the best of your ability. Like basically, all I need doing here is just washing the floor, like scrubbing the floor properly, and then scrubbing down some surfaces, and I've basically cleaned the whole place. You know. So just to give you guys an indication of what it means to me when I stick around an area and I can go to some place and get water and a shower and even eat and hang out like here. I really appreciate it and I try to make that known. And so should you. Don't be giving nomads a bad name. We don't have to be exploitatory in nature, even though that is very easy, right? when you're on the road, it's easy to adapt this mindset or adopt this mindset of, oh well, I'm never gonna see them again. Might as well just get mine, you know. That's the wrong way of going about it. We're going to the beach again. We got some more friends with us this time. I'm just gonna try and avoid filming them all. They're kind of camera shy, all of them. So let's try and respect their privacy and get some footage while we're at it. This is just me filming the forest on the side of the road. You can probably you've probably gotten familiar with this path by now, right? By the way, guys, a big reason I haven't been filming that much for the past few days is just I've been too busy enjoying life, you know? Good company, good food, just relaxing for most of the day. Not really a lot of survival and nomadic living. Well, I guess outside of couch surfing, that's kind of nomadic in a sense. But yeah, I've just been having too much of a good time. I mean, just look at what I'm doing. I'm going to the beach for the third day in a row. I mean, that goes to show how much we've been chilling when you don't have to scramble to get food. Because Mike, he's got some money and his friends as well. You know, they got food in the fridge, so they don't mind us eating there. In fact, they've been really appreciating having someone there who knows how to clean up. You know, they're all young. All of these friends with us right now, they're young, and you know, in comparison, me and Mike were ancient. So to them, having just left the nest a few years ago, having someone do the dishes and just, you know, clean up after them and throw out their garbage and stuff, they really appreciate it. And I figured that's probably why they keep inviting us back over, you know. They're used to hanging out with young people who don't really have that much respect. You know, they just kind of come hang out and then they just leave when everything is a mess, you know. Yeah, I'm just walking down here by the shore alone, while they walk up there on the footpath. I figured I wanted to talk to you guys a bit. You haven't really heard much from me for the past few days. The videos are getting shorter and shorter. So this is a good time to catch up a bit. Oh yeah, by the way, Mike, he completely understands what I'm doing right now. And having helped him out in the past multiple times, I mean, for God's sake, he used to grow up living with me, like for a few years in a row. He'd just be living with me, like he's lived with me, and he's like a brother to both me and my own siblings. So, yeah, you know, me personally and my family in extension, we've helped him a lot in our life, and he sees what I'm trying to do now, and it's basically the only time in my life I've really, you know, had my hand out. Well, it's not that I've directly requested for him to, you know, lend me some money, but basically this bicycle, it's a huge deal, you know, not having to pay it off immediately. We just made a deal because he wants to travel the world with me and his son, but he's got a lot of personal business to take care of right now. So while all that gets settled, he just wants to travel around with me and help me facilitate, you know, because he has an income. So he just wants to help me facilitate getting this channel off. He doesn't want me to waste my time and my recorded space in the videos on welfare related shit, you know. He was like, why are you including that shit? Like, this is about free living, nature, all that good stuff. So yeah, basically he wants to sponsor me in a way, I guess. Like, he is willing to pay the minuscule amount of money that we spend on food, and he has a bunch of contacts all over the country, you know, all kinds of friends where we can go and get a shower or maybe even some food, depending. So he's basically setting me up to have a few months of, you know, building this channel up and maybe getting it profitable. I mean, if I keep doing this for as long as I imagine, it will become profitable. Oh, he's just joining me now. What's up?
What's up?
Hey. But yeah, this is gonna become profitable. I'm not looking to make a lot of money, guys, don't get me wrong here. For me, profitable is being able to cover my reasonable expenses of roughly 300 euros a month. And with him there, it's gonna be like twice that, right? But with a few months, you know, with him helping me out for a few months, I'm sure we can get it somewhere. We can get it going, right? I'm not really asking for any handouts or like I don't want donations or anything like that. I just want natural growth. Det er lækkert i dag.
Det blæser ikke. Det er helt vindstille på vandet, altså. Det er bare lækker vand nu, mand. Nej, hvor skal jeg bare hjem med en badetøj?
Det ser meget bedre ud uden skæg.
Ja, ikke?
Ja.
Friskere hud.
Med mig det er omvendt. Jeg ligner bare en lille dreng.
Ja, jeg ligner også en lille dreng.
Nå, jeg mener på en dårlig måde. For mig i hvert fald. But yeah, so that just means that, you know, he's gonna help me out to the best of his ability. And I told him the time frame, you know, these things on YouTube, they don't happen magically overnight. Well, I guess for some it does. But I don't imagine that to be the case here. I'm trying to be skeptical and say, you know, it could take anywhere from like half a year to a year before I even start making anything. And that may even be wishful thinking. I'm completely open to the idea that I may at some point have to delve into another way of making money, but for now he's helping me out and that's just great. Also think he's gonna sell his bicycle to get a, you know, a less fancy one because we don't need all the bells and whistles, and so maybe in the future he's gonna downgrade just to have more or less identical setup to mine, so the charge times and the distance will be roughly the same. And you know, it's nice to have a little basket in front so you can carry some extra stuff like water or groceries. But yeah, let's see what happens. For now, I'm not really so concerned about the money aspect of this journey, which of course always is like the biggest deal in modern times, right? Money, money, money. So I'm really thankful to him. And, you know, in return, I told him as much, you know, whenever I do start making money with this, because I don't really see myself stopping this anytime soon. Potentially, you know, this could go on for decades or the rest of my life. At the very least, you guys got me for like a good 5 years or so, unless something crazy happens, right? And yeah, because of that, I told him, like, no matter what, at least in a few years, I'll be able to like cover your expenses if you decide to, you know, take your son and come with me and, you know, just travel the world with him and me. You know, I can be his uncle, which I always wanted to. Then I'd be willing to cover the costs of the future. You know, Mike, he's a brother to me. We've known each other since the end of second grade in Danish terms, which we have a different system for the grades. But yeah, basically since we were 8 or 9 or something like that. So yeah, we're definitely brothers, and maybe it's a stronger bond than the familial one that has kind of broken down for me personally with my siblings. It's just always been different with him, you know. Even if we haven't spoken for years, I always knew in the back of my head that things would be unchanged the next time we see each other, and that nothing really is gonna come between us. Whatever could have gotten between us has already been between us, and, you know, it's water under the bridge at this point. That's another reason I was thankful to see him again, you know. I wanted to, you know, address some things from our past, you know, specifically some of my fuck-ups from our past, and I just wanted to know that we're good, you know. I knew we were, but I just needed to hear him say it, you know. Because I was a stupid little young-ass kid back then. I'm not gonna get into specifics, but yeah. He's definitely been the bigger man. And yeah, I'm just happy I still got him. And that our friendship is still the same as it was back then. Because the relationship with my siblings has all soured over the years. So having some sense of stability in some kind of a familial sense is very nice. Maybe I needed that, you know, to not feel completely alone when I got over here. Because going over here was also saying goodbye to, you know, my closest family, at least genetically. who might think, I consider them to have given up on what I was taught family meant. But that's a longer discussion we're not going to get into. Let's just keep it happy and say I'm very happy that I got Mike, that he's willing to help me out with this, and that I may potentially be able to help him out in the future as a result. Brothers, we gotta have each other's backs. Det bølger for meget. Everybody left, so I'm all alone in the apartment now. I'm just taking the time to just upload videos, make thumbnails, descriptions, all that boring stuff I fucking hate. But hey, I'm not really trying to get views for the sake of making money. I'm trying to get views to help out people, so I better make it a little noticeable. I mean, full disclosure, I'd very much like to just live exclusively off of the sun and ad revenue, but that's further in the future. For now, it's just about helping people. I've had so many Danish things that I completely forgot about, like spypølse, which is like a type of sausage. Well, not even really a sausage. It's very fatty and very firm. And typically, it comes wrapped in this parchment paper that you have to rip off. It's amazing. I had it with Danish remoulade and pepper. I mean, I want to show you guys. It's just I don't want to show their house. They're not really into that, so I'm gonna respect that and just show you another time. I also had, I can put pictures up, I guess. I can put some pictures up while I talk about it. I also had gifler, which is like a very famous Danish kind of snack, I guess, like a baked good snack. Um, I guess it's like the Danish version of cookies. I mean, it has nothing to do with cookies, but to an American, we eat it just about as much as you guys eat cookies. And what else have I had? I mean, I've had a bunch of things. I had something called Ampere Cola, which is the closest to something called Kult Cola, which was a Danish energy drink, Kult, mixed with Coca-Cola. And it was great. It was amazing. It was more like soda than it was like energy drink. And the same grocery store that used to sell that, Netto, I believe, the one I showed you actually. I mean, I love that specific Netto at DR-byen, but the chain Netto in all the country, they have this Ampere Cola, and it tastes like pretty damn close to Cold Cola, Cool Cola or Cold Cola. It's been discontinued sadly, so I'll never have it again unless, and this is something that happens in Denmark quite a bit, like 10, 15 years later, they'll bring some product back, sometimes even longer. So I'm sure I'll probably have it again. Yeah, for now it's gone. But I've had a lot of other Danish things that I've completely forgotten about, like their dairy products. I had some very nice yogurt today, just much, much higher, better quality of yogurt than the stuff that you get, well, just about anywhere else. I mean, Holland has decent quality dairy as well because they got a lot of Danish products. Yeah, outside of that, dairy is kind of fucked all over Europe, maybe even the world. I don't know. I certainly haven't been anywhere where the dairy's even worthwhile outside of Denmark. I mean, in Holland, sure. Um, Once again, that's just Danish products. I really love Danish dairy. It's like one of oh yeah, and the bacon, Danish thinly cut bacon. I think it may have even been in some kind of a brine before they package it. I'm not exactly sure, but nothing beats Danish bacon. I mean, there's a reason we export so much of that stuff. It is amazing. I'm not really much into pork in general. I will eat bacon, but having lived abroad, the type of bacon they have there, it's straight up garbage. It's more like ham than it is like what I consider bacon to be. So yeah, I'm just incredibly grateful to be back to have all these amazing products because there's all kinds of rules and regulations in Denmark that are even more stringent than the European regulations. You know how in Europe we don't have high fructose corn syrup? Well, in Denmark it's even more stringent, and you may sit there as a consumer and think stringent, that's terrible. Let's loosen it up. No, you don't want that. Then you just get America with like all this food coloring that's derived off of fossil fuels like red 40 and yellow 52 or whatever they're all called. It's all made out of stuff that used to be, you know, plants and dinosaurs. That's crazy to me. Like, even, I have family members on my Somali side who use petroleum jelly on their skin and on their lips. And I mean, they sure do have amazing skin and lips, and I mean, I guess it's considered safe, but it's just something so absolutely, completely wrong about taking something that is a fossil fuel that you can use in any kind of vehicle for combustion, that is not something we are capable of making ourselves. I don't know. There's just something that seems very off about using something like that. Certainly not for me. So I'm very, very thankful about the Danish regulations of what can be put in food and just of the quality in general. Like, even the rye bread here, sure, I haven't had any yet, but I know that the rye bread here is so much better than the rye bread you can buy from the German supermarkets like Aldi or Lidl. They have rye bread, but it's nothing like Danish rye bread, with sunflower seeds in there. And I mean, just thinking about it, I could eat that on its own. Just no butter, no nothing. It's so good. I'm very happy, and I completely forgot about most of these products. I mean, sure, I missed real Danish remoulade, but we could still get some kind of a copy abroad that was, decent enough that you didn't miss it. So I just kind of let myself forget about all these products that I love in Denmark. And the reason I love them is because more so than being a product, it's actually a whole lot closer to just real ingredients being mixed together under more or less normal circumstances. Like, of course, it's made in a big factory, but it doesn't taste like it. You know what I mean? Hey guys. I simply like it's morning right now, like 4:30 or some shit, and I just for the past few hours I've been feeling all cooped up and like getting mildly irritated, annoyed. I didn't really understand why, and now I'm like, it's because I'm inside an apartment. I can't handle this shit. So I just hopped on the electric bike, and yeah, I'm out of there. I'm going back to the campsite, gonna make some tea, if that wasn't stolen, because Mike said he went by the campsite and there were some people camping there. So who knows? Maybe they took some of our food stuff. We just left like the rolled oats and the tea and stuff there. So who knows? I mean, I'll probably be fine. We didn't leave anything we'd mind losing. I don't know about him though. He left a bunch of stuff. So kind of stupid. That's why I have just one backpack. I'm able to keep everything in there. Yeah. Oh yeah, and also I'm talking to a guy about trading my current electric bicycle for one of the same brand or one that uses the same charger as the one Mike has, because all other things being equal, that's just less weight, you know? Carry one charger in total rather than two. It may not seem like much, but I don't really care too much for the make and model and how much watt hours is in the battery, you know? To me, it makes a lot more sense to only be carrying one battery, and I could never imagine using an entire charge in one go, so I think we're fine, you know? I still haven't charged this one yet, so, you know, when it comes to battery, I think we'll be good. But yeah, I had to leave, man. I had to get back there, out in nature, smell some fresh air. I was getting cooped up in there, indoors, cigarette smoke, you know? Just too much of the good stuff. So yeah, I'm heading back out. Hopefully I'll stop by the gas station, spend some of my last money on buying some filters to roll up some cigarettes and drink some tea. Yeah, I'm talking to Dion right now, American friends who's gonna come join me on the trip here in October, I believe, or maybe it was September. But yeah, he's coming eventually. He's gonna join me and Mike if he's still. Yeah, he'll probably still be with me by then. I imagine he's gonna be on and off a little bit, but yeah, let's see. I'm definitely looking forward for Dion to join. Let's go. You know that's already the first person inspired. Let's go. Just a few more million to go. Well, see you guys. I am, whoa, driving and filming. I can do this in the morning. I think this is reasonably, yeah, it's decently responsible. You know, it's Jutland. It's morning. There's no traffic here. Okay, never mind. I got too much weight, guys. I'll talk to you when I'm out there. I made it to the gas station, guys. Let's go get some filters, man. I've been out of filters all day. I keep giving everyone cigarettes. I mean, they're sharing everything they got with me as well. It's not that I'm complaining. I just mean like I'm broke and yeah, this is gonna be some of my last money on getting some filters. What a responsible use of your last dough, huh, Luke? Oh well, here we go. Getting better at filming while driving. I gotta admit, I'm not much of a bicycle rider. I'm more of an electric unicyclist. But it's gonna be a while before I can afford that. No filters, guys. I guess we're smoking old school without filters. I don't even know why I didn't think of that. It's just so disgusting to me when you can have a filter in there. But yeah, I guess let's kill ourselves a little faster today. Yeah, let's do it. I gotta smoke. I feel bad for Dion. He's in a call with me right now, just hanging out, complimenting me on my recent video release. I just released the first video, which I think he's watching right now. And I keep leaving every 5 minutes because I have to record something. Ah, poor guy, but he'll join me soon. He'll get to see why I did it. I just came back to the campsite like 20 minutes ago or so, and yeah, we got some people sleeping here. Mike already warned me about them. Well, told me they'd be here. And out of everything, they took the fucking tea, man. I came out here to get some tea, a cigarette, talk to the guys on Discord. You just can't leave anything behind, not even out here, man. Like, just take one or two things of tea, right? There's a full fucking pack of it. I'm not saying it's these guys over there, but like, who else has been here? I don't get it, man. Well, lesson learned. It's not really about losing the money for the tea, it's more about losing the convenience of having it anytime I want. So I guess I'm just not gonna leave my tea or anything behind that I mind losing. I mean, I wouldn't have minded any of this stuff being taken, but I want a cup of fucking tea right now. Come on.